NSJT, no secrets, just truth. Jezreel Emil Kavan. In this world, there are things that link us together, things that gives us purpose and drive. There are things that gives us the ability to see beyond the pettiness and the doubters and the critics. There is a power that is harnessed from the deepness of our soul that protects us from the dangers and the tragedies of the world. We must always stand on guard. We must always stand with our shield and our sword ready to battle at any moment and any second. Every day that is given to us is a battle between what is morally right and what is convenient. Now, a lot of us live situation to situation. And when I say situation to situation, it means you constantly have unstable grounds to stand on. The ground shifts beneath you. So many of us have had our dreams unrealized, had our dreams destroyed by others who said that it was impossible to do these things. We ourselves have doubted ourselves about what is possible. I was reading a book called The Four Agreements, and it talked about how we was the only animal domesticated self, which means that we beat up on ourselves for mistakes that we made more times than anybody else can. We are a beautiful creation of God because we can understand and comprehend the world around us. The primal piece of our life is only half of who we are. The other half is divine. The other half is straight from the Lord. The other half is a lightning rod for the truth, a lightning rod for love, a lightning rod for peace. I say to you, let no one take away what you dream. Because right now it is a war over dreams. On one side, they say that our dreams are impossible, that our generation can achieve nothing, that we will not go to the heights of heaven to reach our destiny. They say we're tired, lackluster, lazy, dormant, asleep, dead. But you and I know different. You and I know that the spirit it takes for us to get out of bed, to face the sun, to face the day, to face our enemies, to face the doubters, the critics, to face ourselves, we are very powerful. It is now the time to reveal how powerful you truly are. Now is the time not to be afraid. Now is the time to show the world who you truly are, what you truly stand for, what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate. Now is time to draw that line in the sand and say, this is my position, and dig in deep. We have seen what 2012 has brought us. It brought us a brief moment of redemption. It brought us some storms that we never thought we would face. We lost some friends. We lost some families. We lost some lovers along the way. I speak from experience, fighting my way through life fighting my way through the experience of daily interactions with others. I am not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid of the power that lies within me. And I'm going to tell you why. The Lord will keep you from all harm. For I lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence my help comes from. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He watches over you and not slumber. Indeed, he watches over the great nation, will neither sleep nor slumber. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at his right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and your going, both now and forevermore. The Lord is a powerful and great God. He is a gracious God. Now let me get into it, because, see, people don't believe in the war over dreams. They don't believe that there are those out there waiting to crush your dreams, waiting to tell you that you can't do it, you can't be a manager, you can't get promoted at your job, you can't get that raise, you can't get that house, you can't get that car, you can't get out of the situation you in. They tell you tough luck, work with the cards that has been dealt. The Lord says, I didn't deal these cards, man did. I didn't put restrictions on any soul from reaching the heights of heaven, man did. I didn't give you life so that you can go through life full of doubt, full of shame, full of pain, full of anger. I gave you life so that you can bloom as a spirit, to grow stronger than your flesh, to go stronger than your mind, to be enlightened upon your journey of hope, upon your journey of peace, upon your journey of love. See, for each of us, we are missing a piece, and that is what our longing is for, to find that piece that is missing. Our deepest dreams are things that no amount of money could bring this dream to us. No amount of materialism could fill that hole. No amount of people around you cheering you on can fill that hole. But it does give you the strength to move forward. It does give you the strength to fight back. And I'm here to tell you today that we stand with you. We stand behind you. We, the nation that God has called to rise up out of the dust and become men again with souls of integrity, reborn of the fire, born and baptized in the fire. We cannot forget who we are on the inside. And we cannot forget how they perceive us on the outside. As I said before, there's a generational gap between the old generation and the new generation. We are who we are because of the mistakes of the old generation, whether they want to admit it or not. When you start allowing cursing on TV and half naked people on TV and all this video games full of violence, you have started a path that is leading to more darkness. Once the darkness begins to creep into the heart, then there's no turning back. You grow cold and bitter. You are scorned. This war over dreams is important because God has a dream for us that we will rise up one day and live out the true meaning of being a child of God. That one day from hills in Virginia to beaches in California, that the people will wake up and realize what is before them is a delusion. As I said, 2 Thessalonians said the power of the Antichrist is there before the Antichrist even comes into play. We can see it now every time we turn on the news. Something horrible has happened. Something we could not imagine. We begin telling our friends and family of this story. But if their stories won't change you, what will? The devil knows what will change you is if he steals your dream away from you. If he steals your passion and your desire away from you. We cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow him to continue to build his temple, continue to steal souls, continue to wreak havoc on our families, on our friends, on other people's lives. We have to take a stand and say that we draw the line. Come on now. We can't deny. We cannot deny that the forces of this world has purpose. That even the enemy has purpose. His purpose is stopping you from fulfilling your destiny, stopping you from fulfilling what God has commanded for your life, stopping you from obtaining the things that you desire, things that you are passionate about, things that will change your life. He tries to make you late. I tell my students all the time that God is always moving in the direction of your best interest, but you have to show up on time. And there are those who will slow you down, hold a conversation which it necessarily does not need to take place, so that you will miss the angel walking past looking for you. Sometimes we stay in relationships that stifles our growth, but we're so afraid to let them go because we're afraid to be alone. But a newsflash, you were born alone and you're going to die alone. God brought you into this world and God is going to take you out of this world. So you might as well go ahead and be friends with the Master Creator. You might as well go ahead and begin to worship the Master Creator. You might as well go ahead and begin to defend the laws of the Master Creator. For he has created you to do such things, to love him, to obey him, to work with him, to do his will. Be not afraid. Your ancestors wasn't afraid. It's funny how people pick up the Bible and read and say, well, Paul said this and Matthew said this and Ezekiel said this, and not feel the connection that they are your ancestors. They took the first steps in creating what they believe would be a book that will allow you to transform your life, that would allow you to give the gift of life to things that are dead. In our world, we're looking for somebody to raise the dead, but sometimes you got to understand, you're raising the dead in spirit. You're healing the hearts. You're healing the minds of those who have been scarred. You're protecting the motherless and the fatherless. You are being your brother's keeper and your sister's keeper. The war over dreams is about that element, the human element, the part of you that is inspired by the world, of its beauty. We can't hold back now. We've come too far to turn back. We've come too far to be afraid of the enemy. We've come too far in the darkness to be afraid of the light. We have come too far to deny that God has given us everything that we have asked for. We may not have the mansions, the wealth, and the Bentleys, and all the other materialistic things, but the basic things that we need, God has given it to us. And if He hasn't, I'm telling you now that we dream of peace in this world. We dream of never-ending love. We dream of never-ending hope. And it takes faith and courage to believe in such things in a time when so much is going on in the world, when so many lives are being lost simply because they believe one thing, simply because they was born into a tribe, or born into a nationality, born into poverty, born into wealth, born into sorrow. But I say your life is not in vain, because the Lord has something special for you to do. He wants you to clear out all the clutter of the world, clear out all the nonsense. Take a minute and meditate. Take a minute and fall onto your knees and pray without ceasing. Call out His name. Open up the Bible and begin to read it as if it was the history of your own family, because it is. Read the prophecies of Ezekiel. Read the prophecies of Revelation. Begin to open your eyes and see that there is a great mass delusion going on. I'll tell you why. God created this earth with everything in it. It was all free, but now we have to pay for it. If you take an orange seed out of an orange and plant it in your background and the tree grows, that orange is free to you. But yet you have to go to the grocery store to buy orange juice. There's so much water in the oceans, but yet man has to pay for water. You have to pay for the roof over your head. See, all these things distract you from the main purpose of your life. You were born a dreamer. You were born a lover. You were born a healer, a comforter. You were born to lead. See, we went back from the Old Testament of having our own land and having our own animals and being with our families 24/7, devoting our time to God every day, to the 21st century, where we barely have time to whisper His name unless we have an issue. And as I said before, God is not a maid. God did not put Himself in a position to keep cleaning up and cleaning up and cleaning up after you. It's the same thing with your house. You don't want somebody coming in your house making a mess, and you got to constantly clean up after them. Eventually, you're going to say to them, get yourself straight, clean up. I expect you to keep it clean. Move forward. Is what I'm telling you. I believe in you. I believe in you. That's what my dreams are about. My dreams are about the perfect nation, the perfect generation, The one taught in Revelation, the 144,000 that shall receive the mark of God upon their foreheads, and they shall be dressed in white robes. I believe in that perfect generation. I believe that man is on its journey to perfect himself. I understand that the devil is doing all kinds of things to stop you, but that doesn't give you the power or the right to give up. Sometimes we have to move from the realm of children of God to servants of God. People ask me, what's the difference? The difference is a child knows not how things operate. They don't know when they flip the light switch on that you got to pay for the electricity. They don't know that when you turn on the air conditioner and have the door wide open, that you're letting all that cool air out and your energy bill is going to go up. They don't know that the stove is hot. They don't know what the rules are yet of living in this world. A servant of God is one who already knows, who is willing to dedicate his life to service unto God, because God has continuously blessed them when they was a child of God. It is sort of like with your parents. Your parents put food on your table for 18 years, clothes on your back, and a roof over your head. You, if you are a good and righteous person, you're going to want to take care of your parents when you have a good job, when you have money, when you have the time to spend with them, to do things with them, to return back the blessings that they gave you. That's what makes you a servant of God. Not going to church and reading the scripture 90 million times. It's a book that you have read like any other book. You ain't missed nothing. What you miss is having the heart of the law, having the heart to see the clear vision that is laid out upon this book, the Bible. It's like watching a movie and you watch it over and over and over again, but for you can't figure out what the plot is. That's how so many people are with the Bible. And they depend on others, preachers, to give them the answer. But they're not giving you the whole truth. Because if they told you the whole truth, you would be terrified. Not all of us are going to heaven. Whether we state claim on it or not. Whether we say we're saved or not. You can't tell me a child in Africa dying of malaria or cholera or starvation is not going to heaven just because they don't know Jesus and accept Jesus in their heart. They trying to find food. They trying to find medicine. They're trying to survive. Do you think just because you're saved that you're going to go before them? To the rich and the wealthy? Do you think you're going to heaven before them? Being saved is something that God calls you on Judgment Day. It's the same reason why I reject them when they say, oh, I'm a saint. You are not a saint. No man on this earth is a saint. Because he said we all sin and fall short of the glory. So while you calling yourself a saint and rising yourself up in earth terms to the heights and say that God is speaking to you and moving through you and he has anointed you to be this great, amazing saint, that is just the biggest bull crap I've ever heard. It is God who designates who's a saint. It is a God who designates who will enter heaven. How can you say what you are in the presence of the Lord if you haven't even seen the book of life? I would love to meet anyone who's seen and read the book of life, who knows who's going or who's not. We have a lot of those Christian and Catholic people who look down on others and say they sinners, where you are sinners as well. For the Bible says that the very word that you want to use as a weapon against those who don't go to church, you must read it yourself. It says you are a sinner. Jesus died to save us from our sins, and yet we still commit sin. Then I say we're going in the wrong direction. Then I say that the war over dreams has been going on since the Old Testament to the New Testament. You have a beginning and the end, and we are the middle. We are writing the middle. We are writing what is leading up to the end. My question is, do you dream of victory? Do you dream of hope? Do you dream of love? Do you hear him speaking to you, telling you that it's okay? It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to fall from grace every now and then. But when you spend day after day after day believing that you cannot achieve your dream, believing that you cannot achieve the things that everyone else is achieving and surpass them, then you deceive yourself. Within yourself, you can see the evil and the demon by which will take over your life. We can break the delusion. We can break the illusion by standing firm in our beliefs and what we know to be true, by doing what we know is best for not just us, but for everyone around us. When we begin to speak the truth, when we begin to show love has no limit, when we begin to shape a future that cannot be destroyed. I know that life is full of difficult tasks, and I know that it's hard serving two masters. You have one master on this earth that tells you that you have to abide by these laws, and you have another master that loves you more than anything else in this whole entire world. He has created you with his bare hands. He has breathed life into your soul so that you may live. It's hard. While you see all the rest of our young generation becoming lost in the sauce. That's right, I said it, lost in the sauce. Lost in the wilderness, facing the bitter, cold world, going through so much pain that they can barely speak about it. I say unto you, the war over dreams has already begun. Now's the time to take your side. Will you defend the Lord? Will you defend the laws of God? Will you be that good Samaritan? Will you be your brother and sister's keeper? Will you be that person that rises to the heights of heaven? Will you be that leader in your life? Will you look in the mirror and tell yourself that you are the greatest creation God has ever created? Because you are. He created each of us uniquely. He told us that we were perfect. He told us that we were good. He told us to go forth and do his will. And from the womb we came. We learned how to walk. We learned how to talk. We learned how to eat. We learned how to read. We learned how to write. And we learned about the world around us. Now it's time for us to learn what truth and wisdom is, not just knowledge, Knowledge is something that's just repeated over and over again until you get it stuck in your head. But wisdom comes as a gift to those willing to understand. People say, what do you pray about? I say, I pray about wisdom. I pray about wisdom each and every day so that I can learn and know more. I want to get to the point where I study war no more. I want to get to the point where I'm amongst angels, my brothers and sisters. That's what they are to me. I want to be before the Father. I want to tell him how much I love him for taking me from despair to everlasting joy, from a loveless life to a life full of love. We can do it. We can overcome. We can change the definition of humanity. We can change the definition of our names. We can change the deeds that we do. We can rise higher than anyone else has risen before, especially for those who have families who's never broken the cycle that has caused so much pain in their life. I say to you, you can do it. I believe in you. I pray for you every night. I say the Lord's Prayer, and I send it out to all those who love me, despise me, all those who don't know me, all those who are destined to meet me. I want them to know that I'm a warrior for the dreams of the world, the dreams of my people. I believe that we have a chance to stand, to take one last stand and destroy the enemy, destroy him before he comes up against us. I believe that we have the power to protect those we love. I believe that we have a mandate, an order, a command to defend God at all times. That when we begin to hear people say that they're atheists or that they don't believe this and they don't believe that, I believe that's the time when you begin to share your story. I don't beat people over the head with scriptures, because if you read the Bible, you already know what they say. But do you perform those scriptures in your life? Do you allow those remedies into your heart? Do you campaign for the Lord? Do you stand for the Lord as he has stood for you time after time after time? The war over dreams is about you and I, our dreams of who we are destined to be, who we see ourselves at the end of our life. And if you've never thought about it, it's time to think about it. We have a hell of a fight in front of us. And I won't tell you that all of us will survive, but I will tell you that those who fall by the wayside shall be picked up and raised up to the glory of God. Their souls shall enter heaven because they spent every waking moment, every breath they had into changing the life around them, the lives around them, to opening up their soul, opening up their heart to those in need, those who believe that there's something greater out there. I'm here to tell you that you belong to something greater. I'm asking you to fight in this war over dreams, because we cannot let the holy ground that we have captured to slip out of our hands. We can't allow the enemy to win another victory. He has stolen already too much from us. Let us not let him steal our dreams.